I've bought something special at lunchtime. Lunchtime. This is what I ate at lunch. Well, not actually. It's been very busy. It's just been a very busy couple of weeks, and so I haven't had much time to do this. I have been contemplating for a time that my iPad Air was getting a little long in the tooth. Not completely bad by any stretch of the imagination, but getting a little long in the tooth. And that means my wife's iPad was positively ancient. So I've been thinking about getting one of the new iPad Pros, the 9.7 inch. I'm not really interested in the mega size one, but the standard size iPad one I have wanted, and so I was thinking about it. But you know, there's an iPhone to buy eventually, and I, at some point a new MacBook Pro, and you periodically upgrade your technology, and the iPad is the one, and I think this is why iPad sales have been down all over. It is not as a must upgrade item as the others. Anyway, circumstances were this. I came into a bit of unplanned money, which was more than enough to buy an iPad Pro, and I was thinking about it still, but I hadn't convinced myself to buy one. Costco sells iPad Pros, and they happen to have the model that I would have almost certainly gotten. I've decided not to get a cellular model because of the tethering that you can now do with your account at no extra cost on your phone, and save a little money. And they now come in 64, 128, 256 gig, and my current iPad is 64, so I was thinking of getting the 128, and the color probably would have gotten space gray. And as it happens, Costco had those $729 when Apple charges $749. And of course, if you know anything about Apple, they don't really let resellers do big discounts. So I wasn't convinced. I probably would have bought it there because it just happened to fit. And I saw that, I don't know, last week. This week, I walked into Costco at lunch today, and they have cheap pizza and hot dogs. And then we walk around the store and see what's new. Well, what was new was that they had that $729 iPad Pro on sale for $100 off that. So $629 for the 128 gig space gray iPad Pro, which there you go. I think that answers the question right there. Yep. I bought one, and here it is, and it looks pretty much like my iPad Air, except it's thinner, and it is wicked fast, and it has the Touch ID sensor, which I love on my phone, and I'm gonna love it here too once I get used to it, because I'm still swiping and keying in my passcode just from force of habit. So I'm pleased with that. I've converted. I've taken my old iPad Air, and I have wiped it and restored my wife's iPad 3. iPad 3 onto it. So now she's got the iPad Air, which is a lot faster than the iPad 3 that she had, just in time for her to go off to Berkeley for 2 weeks, where she's been admitted into a Chinese education program for educators teaching Mandarin Chinese to non-Mandarin speakers. So, that's a great opportunity. It's a very small class, and she was able to apply and get in, and we're really happy about that, except that she's gone for 2 weeks. and Michelle is going to the Barrett Summer Scholars Program at Arizona State University, and that's a week-long summer camp, and she's going on Sunday, Father's Day, which is the same day Chuan is going to Berkeley. So James and I are going to be living the boy's life for the next week until Michelle's back, and then a week later when Chuan is back. Tomorrow I got to go out and get a case. Costco doesn't carry any covers, keyboard covers, flap covers, shells, anything. So I'm going to have to go pick something up. I like to keep my iPads in good shape. My old one had a spec shell on it, which is a very thin but polycarbonate clear shell. So that's in the cards. Tomorrow is Michelle's birthday. Yeah, 40 minutes from now. Michelle's birthday. She'll be 14. Yeah. She's getting up there. It's getting up there. I'm sorry to say that when she found out I took tomorrow off, which she just found out a few minutes ago, before she went to bed, and she said, "Oh, it ruined my plans for tomorrow." Teenagers. Oh, I forgot to mention. I don't know how. I can probably figure it out. I'll have to go look it up in somewhere in my computer records to see how long it was. But do you remember months ago when I was having trouble with the Hue bulb in Michelle's room, and I contacted them and they gave me an authorization to return it? I bought a replacement. And they said, well, send it in, we'll take a look at it, we'll decide if it's really defective, and if it's really defective, then we'll replace it for you. Otherwise, we'll send you a bill or something. I forgot what the alternative was if it wasn't defective. And that's the last I've heard of it until yesterday, when a new bulb arrived with absolutely no documentation of any kind. I just got a box from Hue, or from Philips, with a Hue bulb in it, which appears to be a new one. Not a, hey, you were right, it was defective, or here's your thing, or no, just arrived. That's not, I mean, yes, it's the right outcome, but it's not great customer service. Honestly. We're at the mall. I've been to the Apple store. I've got the keyboard for my iPad Pro. I had a clear cover put on it. I'm having a carbon fiber one put on it when they get it in stock. So all that's good. And the family's off, I don't know where. And they have not got the air conditioning on in this part of the mall because it is terrible. But let's see what we got. You probably can't see anything in that video. I'll try to blow it up as much as I can. There's flashing lights and there's a wreck down there. That's about a quarter of a mile from my house. And I was in the house, you know, with the doors and windows shut, and I heard that accident. I mean, that sickening sound of something big smacking something big in metal. Yeah, glass shattering, metal thunk. It was enough to make me come out and check, because that was a big one. And one of the vehicles there looks to be a lorry of some kind. So, yeah. Okay, so fire truck and police arriving. Like I said, it was a big one. They got here pretty darn fast, I gotta say. It didn't take me long to walk down there and shoot that video. Maybe no more than a minute, 2 minutes. And I've just walked back to the house, so another minute, maybe 2. So they got here in 5 minutes. That's not bad. Probably not going to help anybody who was in one of those cars, but not bad. Hi, I'm just testing out the new iPad Pro's front camera with the zoom, which is way over there. One thing about this is, like, the camera's way over there and the zoom is way over there. That's a big difference in my eye line. So I'm trying to keep my eye on you, even though my face is over here, which I tend to look off to say, ooh, what's he doing over there? No, but I should be looking at you and seeing if there's sound. Because this one doesn't have cellular in it, I shouldn't have to put this on airplane mode. I would love that if that were true. And so now this time I'm recording in 4K on the front camera. So that means I don't know if I'm lined up, but I have an idea. Well, no, let's see the camera. So what I did was I lined it up the other way when it was facing the other way, and I set everything up, and then I turned it around. But the difference is that when I was doing it before, the camera was over here. I don't know if you can see that, but the camera was over there. But on this version, the camera's up here. Ah, that's a phone call. Let's see what happens when I answer it. Is there someone there?
Nope.
No? There's no picture.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ha! So it happened to you.
I dialed the video dialer, and yeah, it didn't start the video. Thanks very much, Skype, you wanker.
That's what it's been doing to me, and you thought it was just me doing it wrong.
I didn't think it was you.
Yeah.
It didn't work.